आप सब जुड़ गए हैं। डेली आई डू अ लाइव ऑन इंग्लिश, पर ये टॉपिक ऐसा लगा मुझे कि इंग्लिश हिंदी दोनों पे एक साथ करने का प्रयास कर रहा हूं और थोड़ा आहिस्ता बोलूंगा ताकि जो इंग्लिश में कंफर्टेबल हैं वो हिंदी समझ पाएं और जो हिंदी में कंफर्टेबल है वो इंग्लिश समझ पाएं। तो आई विल ट्राई टू स्पीक अ लिटिल स्लोली। बहुत बड़ी डेवलपमेंट्स हैं और इसमें तीन चीजें इन्वॉल्व हैं। एक, फ्रीडम ऑफ स्पीच। दूसरी, नेशनल सॉवरेनिटी, भारत के जो डोमेस्टिक लॉज हैं उनकी क्या अहमियत है, ये इन्वॉल्व है। और तीसरा इसमें इन्वॉल्व ये है कि क्या लाइबिलिटी होगी फॉरेन कंपनीज की, और ये बहुत देर से चल रहा है और मैं आज आपको पूरा पर्सपेक्टिव दूंगा। यूएस से के अंदर क्या हुआ 2018 से, देन आई विल कम टू यूरोप, फ्रांस, प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ फ्रांस, जर्मनी, वहां क्या हुआ, एंड देन आई विल कम टू इंडिया। सो मैं ये सारा एक लीगल भी, पॉलिटिकल भी, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनली भी और एक कॉमन सिटीजन के हिसाब से भी आई विल ट्राई टू कवर एवरी एस्पेक्ट जो आप सब चाहेंगे। अगर आप पहली बार ही देख रहे हैं फेसबुक पे तो पेज को लाइक कर लीजिए। अगर आप यूट्यूब पे देख रहे हैं तो आप जिस भी चैनल पे देख रहे हैं, इंग्लिश और हिंदी, प्लीज सब्सक्राइब। आई कम लाइव एवरी डे एट 10 p.m. In the lockdown, so I am doing that. So please subscribe and please share this wherever you want to share this knowledge or news with. So firstly, let me start why is this important irrespective of your political choice. आप केजरीवाल के वोटर हो सकते हैं, आप कांग्रेस के वोटर हो सकते हैं, आप नरेंद्र मोदी के वोटर हो सकते हैं, आप ममता बनर्जी के वोटर हो सकते हैं, आप थर्ड फ्रंट के वोटर हो सकते हैं। इट डज नॉट मैटर। इट इज इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर एवरी इंडियन। पहले मैं उस बात पे आऊंगा, देन आई विल कम टू हाउ दैट ट्विटर एल्गोरिथम वर्क्स. Then I will, as I told you, come to US, France, Germany. Why is it important for every Indian? Let's start with number one. Irrespective of your party choice, we are all Indians. We want what is good for India, right? See what Twitter did in Singapore and see what Twitter is doing in India. That will be a classical example to show to you what is the reality. I am first an Indian, everybody is an Indian. इफ यू आर नॉट एन इंडियन तो वैसे ही आप मेरे चैनल पे नहीं होगे, तो कोई सेंस नहीं है आपका ज्यादा मेरे चैनल पे होने का. सो सी दिस, अ इंडियन पॉलिटिशियन used the word Singapore strain, right? You know, मिस्टर केजरीवाल. ये केजरीवाल के बारे में बात नहीं है. जो उन्होंने किया नहीं किया, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एक्सटर्नल अफेयर्स ने ऑब्जेक्ट किया, सिंगापुर के फॉरेन मिनिस्टर ने ऑब्जेक्ट किया. क्या एक स्टेट के सीएम को उस देश के बारे में बोलना चाहिए वेयर योर फ्रेंडली रिलेशनशिप्स गेट अफेक्टेड? दैट इज अ वेरी लार्ज टॉपिक, बट उसकी बात नहीं है. वंस केजरीवाल डिड दैट, सिंगापुर गवर्नमेंट, what Singapore did to Twitter is very important. You can read it. This is Reuters news. Singapore tells Facebook, Twitter to carry correction notice on virus strain. Okay. They told them, Bhaiya, you cannot have this word used any place. You can read it here. The Ministry of Health said it was aware of statements circulating online on media outlets and social media platforms, which implied that a now previously unknown variant of COVID originated in Singapore, risking spreading to Indian states. The move came after Delhi CM Kejriwal said in a Twitter post, blah, 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 blah. Both Singapore and Indian governments have criticized the politics. Doesn't matter. This is political dispute. Now you have to come to what is more. What is more is this. What is more is this, that Twitter complied with this. Twitter has already said that we have received it and we will comply with it. So that is what they do when Singapore government writes to them. Okay. That is what they do when Singapore governments write to do. Let me, my net is breaking, so I'm removing it from Facebook. Anybody interested in this topic can come either on my English YouTube channel or on my Hindi YouTube channel, because the net connection is taking too much of load, I think. Yeah, 1 second. Let me remove it. Yeah. It was taking too much of load. Okay. So उसके बाद क्या होता है? इंडियन गवर्नमेंट के केस में इन्होंने, बहुत लोगों ने इसको इंडियन स्ट्रेन कहा. क्या कहा? इंडियन स्ट्रेन. क्या हुआ उसके बाद? ये एडवाइस गवर्नमेंट ने 2 या 3 दिन पहले दी थी कि आप इंडियन स्ट्रेन हटा दो. 2 या 3 दिन पहले. मेरी बात का विश्वास मत कीजिए, आप देखिए न्यूज, 1000 क्लिपिंग्स हैं जहां पे इंडियन गवर्नमेंट ने किया. मैं आपको एक दिखा देता हूं कि इंडियन गवर्नमेंट ने कहा, भैया ये आप जो, जैसे सिंगापुर ने कहा और सही कहा, दैट रिमूव द वर्ड्स इंडियन वेरिएंट. कैन यू सी इट? Indian variant. That is why I said it is not about political parties. It is about Bharat first. And then I will come to left, right, center, etc. First, as an Indian, irrespective of your choice, why you must object to this. And now I will show you that even after Indian government said it, it's been 2-3 days. Go on Twitter and I will show you one tweet. For example, this is Twitter. Tweet Gulf News, and what does it say? Moderna vaccines effective against Indian variants. Openly. Has it been removed? No. Has it been flagged? No. Singapore tells them they do it. China, they don't even function in China. It tells them they do it. Is this? Yes, I am on my English and Hindi channel both. ये काफी मुझे लगा सोशल मीडिया की इंपॉर्टेंट न्यूज है, सो आई एम डूइंग इट ऑन बोथ इंग्लिश एज वेल एज हिंदी चैनल. यूजुअली आई डू ओनली वन, एज यू नो, आई डू ओनली ऑन इंग्लिश और ऑन हिंदी, बट दिस न्यूज आई एम डूइंग ऑन बोथ. सो मैं मिक्स्ड लैंग्वेज में बात कर रहा हूं, इंग्लिश में बात कर रहा हूं. ठीक है. यस, मैं रेट्स पे भी आ रहा हूं. रेट्स थी या रेट्स नहीं थी, उस पर भी अब एक डिस्प्यूट है, मैं आऊंगा, पर लेट मी स्पीक लॉजिकली इन अ चेन ऑफ थॉट. सो उसके बाद क्या हुआ है? This has not been taken down openly, and there are, just type Indian variant on Twitter, you will find many newses. It's not been taken down. So as an Indian, do you want your nation to suffer business losses, tourism losses, reputation losses by this fear being injected into minds of people outside India, all over the world, by calling it something which is risking their lives and calling it an Indian variant? Singapore says they take it down, they comply. India, they have still not complied. And you know, in internet news, in social media era, news goes viral. Essay. If you do it after 10 days, everybody, it has already spread. So why haven't they done it? And you, so now let me come to other aspects. I'm saying even as a Bharatiya, you would know what is the problem. Now let me come to the other aspects. The controversy which started after Twitter called it manipulated media to Sambit Patra's tweet. I have done many videos on this, Hindi, English, both, where I said the government has to take action. First time I was angry. Second time I laughed when after the government telling Twitter, they flagged 5 more people. And you remember my last line in that? If you do, my last line in that was, and I probably will show it to you, was this, that अब तो government action लेगी. मैंने ऐसा बहुत साफ स्पष्ट कहा था. I'll tell you why. Because it is becoming literally insultive if the government does not take action now. There is no two ways about mincing your words or saying anything else. अगर अब नहीं होता है, so what can you say? And I am not going to mince my words. So I felt they will. Now, what is the action they have taken? Is it sufficient action? We need to discuss all that, right? If they don't do it, then okay, I will just show you what I said in the end. Business? 1 second. I will just show you what I said in the end. Right? They'd already done it with the Lieutenant Governor of. So you see this? This was my prediction to all of them, all of you who think that the government will not do anything. I can't be 100% sure. Nobody can be. I'm completely waiting and watching. You tell me in comments what you think. There's 5 more tweets as manipulated. Actually, this time I do think action will take place. What do you think? You tell me in comments. I do think action will take place. Because if it does not, then next step will be they will start blocking, banning official government accounts. They'd already done it with the Lieutenant Governor of Jammu and Kashmir. Then they restored it. But then they will permanently. They could do anything then. So did you hear me? I was very clear in my views that the government has to take some action. If they do not, they already banned Lieutenant Governor's account. They will keep doing it. वो रुकेंगे नहीं. वो ये करते रहेंगे. कल को they will ban anybody's account. So when they did it second time, I felt this would happen. अब what has happened, we have to come to that. Raids थी, raids नहीं थी. It was raids, it was not raid. We want action for India. Absolutely, Nishant. Any party you vote to. This is about India. They are calling it Indian variant. And they are taking their own sweet time about not reacting to it. Now, let me come. That is why tomorrow it could be some other government in 24 or in 29. We need to teach these Twitter type companies that you have to obey the law of India. And may I jump now to Europe? The French president has openly said that if these tech companies don't comply with their laws, they would have billions of dollars of fines, and those fines have been imposed in various cases. Germany has also said against it. What is the point of sucking up? Exactly. See, that is my point. We have to take firm action. We cannot mollycoddle Twitter. हमें action लेना पड़ेगा. France NATO ally hai. They have a military pact, right? For ever since the Second World War itself, US did what you know, how it helped France. Germany is an ally of US. And they are saying that domestic laws, जो हमारे राष्ट्रीय कानून है, वो obey करने पड़ेंगे. Friends and allies of US are saying, deep friends, deep allies who have military pact. You attack one, they are bound to turn to each other's help as per treaties. India के साथ क्या है? You know, कुछ नहीं है ऐसा. But when we take action, it becomes human rights issue. So that is why I could give you a lot of right-wing, left-wing examples. But I started by this. Neutral. Now let me come to this government example. Jack Dorsey, the CEO of Twitter, ने openly कहा है, openly कहा है, in 2018 to CNN that my company employees have a left-leaning bias. He's openly said it. And when an owner of a CEO of a company says this, you can very well understand how deep the bias must be in Twitter. How deep the bias must be in Twitter. Which raises a legal question. Now, all of you who want to understand law, after having explained the situation to you, I want to come to the law now. The legal position is what? You can either be a platform or an editor. Difference क्या है? अगर आपको अखबार में लेख लिखना है या टीवी पे बोलना है या मैगजीन में आपको छपना है, आपके किसी भी आर्टिकल को, ऐसे को, तो वो एडिटर अलाउ करता है तब छपता है। वो जब एडिटर अलाउ करता है और अगर सपोज करो उसके अंदर देयर इज अ डेफामेशन ऑफ समबडी, or there is what we call as hate speech, or there is obscenity. We have obscenity laws also. तो ना तो जिसने लिखा है सिर्फ वो, बट साथ में एडिटर भी लीगली रिस्पॉन्सिबल होता है। ये हमारा कानून नहीं है, ये ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड कानून है, ये ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड कानून है। Yes, it's true, but we are talking Twitter today, so I am giving Twitter examples. ठीक है। Then secondly, please like it and share it also, and subscribe if you're watching for the first time. Share भी कीजिएगा. So second बात, which is equally important, Twitter is a platform because here, if I write something which is wrong, or you write something which is wrong or which is a crime, then you are responsible, but nobody in Twitter is responsible. You do not see. Let me give you a better example. Amazon Prime, तांडव, दैट वेब सीरीज, मैंने उस पर यूट्यूब्स किए थे। उसके लिए अमेजॉन प्राइम के लोगों को भी कानूनन एफआईआर दर्ज किया गया। दे हैड टू गो सीक एंटीसिपेटरी बेल, दिस एंड दैट, राइट? Whereas on Twitter, whatever I write, I am responsible. Whatever you write, you are responsible. Twitter is not. Facebook is not. That's the basic way it functions. Why? Because they have protection in law. They have protection in law. What is their protection in law? Their protection in law is, in US there is a called Section 230. That is why I said I will bring you US law and Indian law both. US there is Section 230, which gives them US Communications Decency Act 1996, which gives them this protection. That platform is not liable. In India, it is Section 79 of Information Technology Act, which basically gives them this protection, so you can't file an FIR against them. Connected to that is the new rules now. February, the government of India is talking about having grievance officer, having a grievance officer in India, etc. See, it's all linked. If you have heard the previous videos, you will find it very easy to link it. Like in Wikipedia, Swamy had come yesterday and he said they don't even have an India office. They don't have an India office. So you see all these linkages. Law protects them and they don't have an Indian office, and Indian government is wanting them to have a grievance office in India. We'll have to discuss that, how it goes, but I'm just saying broadly, how is it happening? So let's now take it one step further. That is this. Now they can decide who they will verify, who they will not, who they will shadow ban, who they will not, whose followers count they will increase, who they will not. Sharjeel Usmani, who said things against Hindus and Jai Shri Ram, which have resulted in FIRs, is a blue tick handle, will not be banned or suspended. Blue tick. And so many others on the right wing will be blocked, banned like this. Like this. Right? So, if by shadow banning you can reduce the reach of my tweet, if by your algorithm you can downrank my tweet so it's not visible to people, if you can suspend, you can block or not block an account, how is that a neutral platform? That is the job of editor. He can decide what will publish in his magazine, what will not publish in his magazine. And when an editor does it, he is legally liable. So Twitter, what it is doing legally is, it is deciding who can write, whose word will reach everybody, whose word will not reach everybody. But at the same time, if you do it, it blocks you. It is no longer a platform. That is the exact debate here. Is it a platform or is it a editor. If it is editor, everything you write, Twitter is responsible, there would be lakhs of cases. Now let's come to another point. This manipulated media thing, right? I have two questions to you. How does Twitter, and I have said this in my earlier videos, so it's not new. Police is taking action today, but I have said this in my videos. How does Twitter decide something is manipulated or not? How does it? BJP makes an allegation on Congress that Congress used or made this toolkit. It's an allegation by BJP. Very good, no problem. No problem. Congress makes the allegation on BJP that BJP has created its fake and they go and register an FIR. So two major political parties make allegations on each other. How would the allegation be decided? In a court of law and in public opinion. It will influence we the voters. In public opinion is democracy, election आएगा, किसको वोट पड़ेगा, किसको नहीं वोट पड़ेगा, अपन देख लेंगे. In court, you will have to present evidence. You will have to show evidence to prove or disprove it, right? What does Twitter do? It calls it manipulated media. Based on what? Algorithm can say that I showed a naked woman's photo, which is obscenity. Algorithm can say I abused someone. No problem. Right? Algorithm can say that. No problem. Algorithm can, that's a very different question. Same party state and not connected to the topic. So let me stick to the topic. Algorithm can say I am giving personal information. It can say these words are abuse. This is doxing. This is obscene. This is hate speech. It can do all that. How does an algorithm decide between two allegations, which is the true allegation? Even courts, you know what courts do? They say it will go to trial. You will have to lead evidence. There would be cross-examination. There would be exhibition of documents. You cannot straight away go to Supreme Court in a property dispute in which there are questions of fact. This document is genuine or not is a question of fact. Even in Supreme Court of India, supposing there is a will, I say it is forgery. Instead of toolkit, it was a will. I say it is a forgery. You say it's a genuine will. Supreme Court will not decide it because it will say it is a question of fact. It will have to go to trial court. You will have to summon the sub-registrar or a person from his office. You will have to, supposing it's a handwritten will, you will have to summon the handwriting expert. You will have to show his state of mind. If you are saying he was under pressure, you will have to summon doctors. The trial court will have to see all of that. It will be recorded and then the court will decide. So how does Twitter decide what even the Supreme Court will say should be decided by a trial? In rare cases, High Court does the trial itself. Right? If it doesn't have original jurisdiction, some high courts have original. But anyways, I'm getting into that even high court, there has to be a trial. Even court of first instance, trial court, there has to be a trial. And Twitter, in an ongoing political and legal dispute, अपने आप ही आके डिसाइड कर लेगा भाई. ना गवाही हुई, ना विटनेस आया, ना क्रॉस हुआ, डिसाइड कर लेगा. तो दिल्ली पुलिस ने ट्विटर के एमडी को समन किया, इंडिया के. अब लास्ट ट्विस्ट आ गया इसके अंदर. लास्ट ट्विस्ट आ गया इसके अंदर वो ये कि क्या ये रेड्स हैं या ये नोटिस सर्व करने गए हैं. इनिशियल न्यूज इज कि ये रेड्स हैं. अब क्या ये बैक पेडल कर रहे हैं, क्या ये फिर सॉफ्ट जा रहे हैं और बोल रहे हैं हम सिर्फ नोटिस देने गए थे कि हम किसको नोटिस दें? मुझे नहीं पता, क्योंकि वैसे तो रेड का इतना क्या फायदा होगा इस समय. मैसेज के लिए हो सकता है क्योंकि सारे वर्क फ्रॉम होम कर रहे होंगे आजकल, तो स्पेशली इन अ कंपनी लाइक ट्विटर वर्क फ्रॉम होम हो रहा होगा। बट अगर ये मैसेजिंग के लिए है तो उसको मैं प्लस मानूंगा। प्लस है कि आप उनको बोल रहे हैं कि सीरियसली लो, गंभीरता से लो व्हाट वी से, डोंट टेक इट लाइटली on the broader issue of agreeing to remove anything defamatory to India, like वो strain variant, and on specific issues of Indian legal processes deciding things. इसके बाद एक थर्ड इशू है, क्या ये जो लेफ्ट लीनिंग बायस है इसका क्या होगा, पर वो एक थर्ड इशू है, वो पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज का है, पॉलिटिकल ओपिनियंस वाले लोगों का है। पर जो पहले दो इशू हैं, भारत के लॉज इन ऑनगोइंग इन्वेस्टिगेशन और भारत की डेफिनेशन, वो किसी का नहीं है। तो अगर ये मैसेज है तो ये अच्छा मैसेज है। अब देखते हैं इसके बाद। यहां मैं बोलूंगा, मैंने पिछली वीडियो में आपको दिखाया ना कि मैंने कहा था कि कुछ एक्शन लेंगे, उनके ऑफिस तक पुलिस पहुंची, एमडी को समन किया। अब यहां पे मैं प्रिडिक्शन नहीं कर रहा हूं, मैं वो भी आपको क्लियरली बोलूंगा कि वुड दे स्टिक टू देयर गन्स and summon the person, the MD, question him, take it to the logical conclusion, या ठंडे होके बैठ जाएंगे? आपको क्या लगता है, ठंडे होके बैठ जाएंगे या परस्यू करेंगे? ये आप कमेंट कर दो। इनका पास्ट बहुत इंकरेजिंग नहीं है। आईटी रूल्स आ रहे हैं, उसका इन्होंने कहा है 2 दिन में आपने कंप्लाई किया नहीं तो आप इंटरमीडिएटरी नहीं रहेंगे, देन यू विल बी लायबल, वो भी आ रहा है। तो दो चीजें आ रही हैं, दो चीजें आ रही हैं। सो व्हाट इज योर प्रेडिक्शन? इन कमेंट्स डेफिनेटली राइट इट। यू थिंक ये करके जाके आराम से सोने लगे हैं, या यू थिंक दे विल कैरी इट टू इट्स लॉजिकल कंक्लूजन, टीच ट्विटर अ लेसन, मेक देम कंप्लाई विद इंडियन लॉज जो भारत की सॉवरेनिटी के हैं। वेरिएंट बोल रहे हैं इंडियन, अभी भी आर्टिकल छपे हुए हैं। कैसे भैया, कैसे? Now I am coming to briefly the second topic, West Bengal election or West Bengal High Court. I think ये हिंदी में मैं कर चुका हूं, तो मैं हिंदी हटा देता हूं इसके लिए। एक सेकेंड, इफ यू आर ज्वाइनिंग फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम, हिंदी वालों सब्सक्राइब कर लेना। इंग्लिश वालों पे मैं अब जा रहा हूं क्योंकि वेस्ट बंगाल में हिंदी पे बहुत डेप्थ में कर चुका हूं और अब मैं इंग्लिश में ब्रीफली करूंगा, तो मैं ये यहां से हटा रहा हूं।